into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very beautiful Tuesday morning greets you, beautiful people. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Express on SABC3. How are you ladies doing?
I wish you guys could have seen the sprint across studio that's just happened.
That's what Travel Tuesday is all about.
We're going to greet you from inside.
Oh, what a beautiful day, man.
It certainly is. Well, thank you very much for starting it off with us.
Yeah, well, you know what? Exam stress is a real thing. We've all been there. We've all been there. Some of us, you know, sooner than others or later than others, but it's a real thing. And this morning we're giving you some tips on how to deal with exam stress, and we certainly hope that it's going well so far.
Yeah, man. Past the halfway mark. Now, not that I advocate gaming instead of studying at all, okay, but we've got some light relief for you. We've got Assassin's Creed Origin. We're going to take you to the beginning of the saga in ancient Egypt, and we've got a competition, so check out our Facebook page. Yeah?
Looking forward to hearing all about that and seeing it, and also hearing the music of Matt Carstens, who is our guest artist this morning. Very welcome to you, young sir. Looking forward to it.
And then also Medical Tuesday, Dr. Darren Green joins us in studio. And the scary statistics is that 10 people in South Africa are suffering a stroke every hour, and 80% of heart disease and strokes can be prevented. So he's here to talk us through strokes and, of course, most importantly, how to prevent them.
Yeah, looking forward to getting into that conversation. Of course, our lines will be open for you to comment and question him on that. Well, let's get the day started. Let's check out those temperatures. Ewan.
Let's do it. Good morning, team, and a very warm welcome from my side as well on your Tuesday morning. Let's kick it off quickly with your weather and those temperatures. And it seems like some temperatures are expected for the northeastern parts of the country. However, as you head down from the coast from Pietermaritzburg, temperatures are expected to drop, bringing with it some rainfall for KZN and the Eastern Cape region. Now, those in the mother city, hold on to your hats today, as winds will reach up to speeds of up to 52 kilometers per hour. Jou temperature vandag, Polokwane begin op 15, dit styg na maksimum 31. Mbombela 14:23, Pretoria 16 en 'n warm 35, Johannesburg 13:32, Mahikeng 16 en baie warm later vandag 36 grade, Klerksdorp 12:34, Kimberley 9:32, Bloemfontein op 'n koel 6 grade maar 'n warm 30 later, Richards Bay 16:20, Pietermaritzburg 9 en 'n maksimum van net 15 grade met 'n paar buie wat verwag kan word, Durban 16:20 also with a couple of showers, Mtata 7:22, East London 12:18, Cradock 4:23, Port Elizabeth 12:19 with showers expected and some showers for George as well with a minimum of 11 and reaching a high of 17. Sutherland 4:22, Cape Town 12:21, very strong south-southeasterly winds of around 52 kilometers per hour today. Worcester 7:24, Springbok 15:32 and Uppington starting off on 16 reaching a scorcher 36 degrees maximum. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. As always, we'll keep you updated. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Take a first look at your roads. We start off in Gauteng. Well, listen, there's a striking action taking place in the region of Pretoria, a taxi strike, and that will start as of Wednesday, and this will impact availability of taxi services in the Tshwane region. So we do urge that you please make alternative traveling arrangements. And then in Lanseria, there's some protest action currently taking place on the R512 north of Lanseria Airport, heading towards Hartbeespoort, so please avoid this area if possible. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Well, it's time for us to head to social media this morning, and the question that we're asking as Graham holds up that apple a day, what is the positive vibe, or rather habit, that you want to continue with going into this month? Let us know. And let's see, Kaiser kicks it off by saying, well, it's my birth month, and I will continue to be nice to people and respect every person. Tlompo says, good morning, my feel-good breakfast show. I will continue spreading the love. Let's see, Teresa says, just to love and continue to pray for our country. Love that. Makona says, good morning, mine is to be responsible. Vincent says, discipline and respect. Teboho says, never underestimating those who don't have what I have. Wow. And then Kavanu says, bonjour, be happy, love God, and love all people and respect. I absolutely love that. Keep those comments coming. What positive vibes are you taking into this new month?
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah.
Those positive vibes,
Good start.
man. Good start, exactly. Listen, we're going to take a quick break now that has officially started. When you come back, the matrics, it's literally almost like they're past the halfway mark now.
Okay.
Anxiety around the exams. How do you handle that? We'll talk about that after the break.
Yeah, then it's all fun and games as Graham checks out Assassin's Creed Origins. I've become a fan of the franchise since watching the movie, and now we get into the gaming world.
Ever wanted to visit a snowy winter wonderland, or is relaxing on a tropical island more your thing? You can visit your ideal destination when you win one of 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 50 December with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive. Enter the competition by visiting a BP fuel station and swiping your Avios card when you spend 400 Rand or more. Sign up for your Avios card for free at BP and get your entries in to win big with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Welcome back to it on this Tuesday morning, and thank you so much for choosing to start off with us as we take a look at some local entertainment news with Leanne.
And local is lekker, especially when people are coming together. Now, remember earlier this year when Ifani tweeted that Casper Nyovest Tito Mboweni was a waste of money? Well, it seems that he has now changed his tune. Taking to Twitter again, Ifani retracted his comments by tweeting an apology that read something like this: "Looking back now, I apologize for all that that I said about Casper, but I hope we've all learnt and grown from it. Well, no reply or comment from Casper, but when the track in question has almost 3 million views on YouTube, and it's become a fan favorite, I think that speaks for itself.
I was just looking at that tweet. Thank goodness they've increased our characters. They can actually send an entire apology.
Wait, so we can actually do that now?
240 characters.
I've still been tweeting within the constraints of the 146.
And now the nice thing is we can spell words out. We don't have to spell love as L-U-V anymore. Yes. No, other people do that.
Okay.
Now, with 2 Emmy nominations and a Comics Choice Award under his belt, it should come as no surprise that Loyiso Gola is one of South Africa's most beloved comedians. Now, the hilarious comedian and TV host who's been calling England home for a while now is set to return to South Africa. In a statement, Loyiso's publicist has confirmed that he will be back in Mzansi, specifically in Cape Town, with a brand new show this December. And we know all, if you feel anyway that we do, we certainly can't wait for him to come and visit our Expresso show family, because he's made this couch bed on a few occasions.
Look at
he
that
loves
face.
to sleep, that guy.
It's only a mother could love.
Oh, man.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I wanted to go out for a coffee in London, but he was so busy, you know, so...
Oh, really?
Like, okay.
Maybe when he comes to Cape Town. There you have it. That was our local entertainment news for you this morning. Stick around. We'll bring you what our international stars got up to a little later.
Right now, though, let's quickly log into social media and see what you guys are saying. So our matrics take on other languages and economics paper 2 today. All the best if you are writing. But we ask you the question, which exam do you prefer? The arts, which is languages, art and drama, or the sciences, things like maths, economics and science? So let's quickly take a look at what you guys are saying. Tristan Roberts, first one there, says, where does mathematical literacy fall? Well, that definitely falls under the sciences, Tristan. Makaba says, I did history at school, but loving economics at tertiary. Leah Fenter says, just let us pray for our matrics, leaders of our country. Definitely, Leah, absolutely. Go matrics, go do your absolute best. Angela says, I prefer science because I love experimenting on things like food, chemicals, etc. Very, very interesting. And who do we have here? Angelis, I used to enjoy sciences, more specifically physical science. And Lisa Green says, well, life science is much more easy than maths. I'm clueless in maths, but life science, I'm all in it. All right, cool. Well, thank you very much for all of your comments. Keep them coming. Remember also that hashtag Expresso show. And all the best for the matrics writing. Now, if you are battling with a little bit of anxiety, we will definitely sort you out this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Well, speaking of those exams, it is estimated that 1 in 6 South Africans suffer from depression. But according to a recent statement released by healthcare provider Pharmadynamics, South African students are more prone to depression and anxiety than ever before. Now, Pharmadynamics spokesperson Nicole Jennings is here to shed light, as well as mental health portfolio manager Shukat Mujenka. Good morning, you two.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
You know what? These are some scary statistics coming through. I mean, Shukat, why are our South African students so, why are these stats like they are? Like, why are they more prone to depression and anxiety?
I think first and foremost, it's that time of the year. It's stress and anxiety time, it's exam time. But there's this additional socioeconomic pressures that's been put on to our South African students with regard to the victimizations happening at campuses, with regard to the violent protests that's happening to campuses, and that's making the students more vulnerable to depression and anxiety at the moment.
Does something like social media play a role? Because I feel like, if just left without my phone for a day, the anxiety levels are a little bit higher than usual.
I always think so, in terms of where's my phone, I can't get to my messages, I can't tweet, I can't Facebook, and that leads usually to further increases in anxiety when they don't have the little device at hand.
I can imagine. And what are some of the statistics at the moment?
They're quite scary, as you rightly pointed out. There was a recent study done in 2015 by the University of Stellenbosch that of various kids of various backgrounds that showed that about 12% of students suffer from moderate to severe symptoms of depression, and about 15% of students suffer from moderate to severe symptoms of anxiety. And overall, even more scary than that, is about 25% of students showed symptoms or discussed symptoms of suicidal ideation.
Sure. Those are some scary statistics that you are showing there. And Nicole, what are some of the, you know, the telltale signs that parents can look out for, even educators?
Okay, the symptoms of depression are vast, and it can vary from individual to individual. But some of the signs to look out for is a loss of interest in activities that the person previously found enjoyable. Then also excessive weight gain or weight loss. You can also look at if the person is feeling sad for an extended period of time and it's sort of inexplicable. And then, of course, also suicidal thoughts can also be a sign of depression.
You know what, I think a lot of people, this is a conversation that needs to be had, and I believe Pharmacodynamics have an online platform called, it is called Let's Talk. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
That's right. So the Pharmacodynamics platform is really there to create a community and a safe space for people who struggle with mental illness to talk about their disease, but also to share their inspirational stories. We also have some lovely nutritional recipes on there. Research does show that lifestyle change can really go a long way in helping with mental illness, and especially during exam times. It's not just about emotional state, it's also about your cognitive capacity and your ability to learn. So quality of nutrition and regular exercise is key in this time for students.
I think this online platform is amazing, because I think often, you know, people, there's not a space where you can safely voice your opinion without receiving that cyber attack. But you also mentioned, you know, lifestyle changes can be implemented. Most students will be going into year exams coming up. Our matriculants are probably about halfway through the end of year exams. What are some of the things they can do right now? If they're feeling a little bit stressed, they're feeling a little bit anxious, what can they do to just, you know, hoosa a little?
So let's talk, you know, that's the name of the campaign, and that's step number one, is to talk about it if you're feeling anxious. And if for example, you feel like your anxiety is, you know, not normal. Of course, feeling a bit anxious during exam time is one thing, but if you're consistently feeling sad and if you're starting to feel drained and you need some assistance, speak to someone, speak to some of your friends, speak to your parents or family members, and see if you can get the support that you need. Regular exercise and quality of nutrition, extremely important to just take care of your mental well-being. And then lastly, of course, do focus on studying and preparing yourself adequately for the exams. Yes.
And if all else fails, there's a Pharmacodynamics toll-free helpline if they need to chat to someone on the other side. We have trained counsellors on from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. That number is 0800 20 50 26, and there's somebody on the other side if they need to chat to someone.
Oh, that's incredible. I love this. Thank you so much for coming to you know, shed some light that there is help out there. And you know what, mental health is not something to be ashamed of. And if you are feeling overwhelmed and you feel you need, you know, support or treatment, the options are out there, especially with exams currently underway. Now, you can visit the Let's Talk online platform. That's at www.letstalkmh.co.za for more advice and treatment options.
Pharmacodynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
Assassin's Creed, easily I think Ubisoft's biggest, if not their longest standing franchise, is back for what looks to be their most ambitious installment to date. Assassin's Creed Origins takes us back to ancient Egypt and the origins of the Brotherhood itself. Once again, we're joined by the spectacularly bearded Mr. Gareth Woods.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
I hope you appreciate that. But it's good to have you back, especially when you bring games that look as awesome as this.
Yeah, I mean, it's an absolute visual spectacle. I mean, just look at the mountains as I'm hiding here in the long grass, yeah, going disappearing from my enemies.
It's rich, it's beautiful. Now, Assassin's Creed, something like 10 spin-offs now. We've seen a film, it's massive. How does the game kind of kick off? What's the premise here?
So what's kind of interesting is it's the furthest back we're going in history, and yet it's learnt so much from previous games, so it feels the most futuristic. It's a weird concept, I suppose. Yeah. You know, others have been as recent as, for example, the Industrial Revolution, or, you know, like in Britain and all that. Yeah. But here we're going way back in time to what you would think would be, you know, rocks and spears and that sort of stuff. But from a game point of view, the tech is as far as the game has ever been.
You kind of get a sense of an accumulative, like you say, growth within it. Does that translate into the game dynamics itself? What stands out from the technical elements of this game and the gameplay itself?
So I think one thing is, if you followed the narrative, people who've been playing playing the game for a while, they said that certain things that they love about the game, certain things became tedious. So, for example, some of the quests feeling a little bit like errand boy, like go fetch this, collect 4 of these, speak to that person. And now, like, while there are still those quests because they drive the story, there are a lot of quests that, like, you start here and then you go down this rabbit hole, and next thing you're other side of the map. And I think that's what some other games have done quite well, is this idea that, like, any side quest will exceed your expectations in terms of what you think you're going to do. I mean, right now, like, I need to go find and get the neat, if that's his name, tools. But it might be a case of to find those tools, I get ambushed by some guards, whatever. Next thing, I'm in a prison cell, you know, miles from where I started. And that sort of stuff is really, really exciting, because you feel like literally even the side quests are as important as some of the main quests.
Just a moment ago, you took us out and you were looking at your skill set and the development of your character itself, because that looks like it's taken a massive leap forward. Talk me through this little mind map here.
So I think one thing this game always has strived to do is to go finish the game however you want to do it. So if you want to be super stealthy, I think except for assassinating the main targets, you could not have to even lay a hand on anyone else in the game. And so you get sort of achievements in that for doing it that way. But, you know, if you go decide, okay, cool, I'm going to be more like this kind of like mysterious, mystical kind of dude, I can do spells like get poison darts, and I can learn to, what's this one here, tame animals to be able to work with me, or I can increase my lung capacity so I can swim for much longer. So there's that side. If I want to just go, you know, or guts and glory warrior thing, I can put my power into, like, you know, they're much stronger attacks using like double-handed weapons, all sorts of like really strong stuff, being able to hijack someone while on my horse, you know, all that sort of like
this is very much the path you've chosen.
Less stealthy, more robust stuff. And then, yeah, I've been tinkering here with the hunter stage, which is like the kind of ranged work, so bows and arrows, hiding from a distance, sneaky stuff. So it's like you can play it if you want. You can do 3, you can do just 1. It really allows for replayability as well.
Is this for an Assassin's Creed devotee? Is this for someone who enjoys another particular game? Who is this game for?
So I was a huge Assassin's Creed fan till about number 3, but having jumped back now into this one, there's enough homage to the stuff that you liked about the previous ones, where they've seemed to like cut out the stuff you don't like. But it really feels easy to pick up. I mean, the tutorials are there, but I haven't felt lost at all. Like, it's kind of intuitive, you know, that's the key. Half the time you don't want this game where you're like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do at any one point of the game. So I've obviously got my main quest, but then I've got these side quests. At the same time, there's the excitement of, you know, just exploring. Like, I mean, what's happening here? We've got a little market thing going on here.
Look how culturally enriched you are, man. I love that. It looks like there's depth here, but you also don't get lost within that. There is still focus and enjoyment. And I think ultimately what always has to stand up with these sorts of games, it's got to be a really fun game to play.
And what I've loved is I can call up my camel as well as my companion to help me get places faster. Let's see, I'm going to get to the ground first, because camels don't do too well on third-story buildings. But
water, apparently, man. But it looks like an unbelievably well-balanced game, and I think one, hopefully, that'll bring fans into the franchise, but also get those fans that are already there reignited in terms of their passion 100%. And their enjoyment of the game. Well done, man. That looks absolutely awesome. So this looks like a massive hit for Ubisoft yet again, but I think for the Assassin's Creed fans out there, a chance for you to go back into the game that started it all, go back to the origins of the Brotherhood. It looks like an absolute cracker.
So this week, Expresso teams up with Megarom to offer all of you gamers an amazing prize. Especially if you are an Assassin's Creed fan, then this is a competition just for you. Now, all you need to do is reply to the competition post on our Facebook page to stand a chance of winning. And what do you win? Well, a copy of Assassin's Creed Origins, an Assassin's Creed Origins hoodie, a steelbook, an Assassin's Creed medallion, and an Assassin's Creed Origins t-shirt. Now, all you need to do for all of this to be yours is then just go onto our Expresso Facebook page and let us know who your favorite Assassin's Creed protagonist is and why. As simple as that. Get entering and good luck.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we have our doctor in the house, and we're having a medical chat this morning and talking about what happens when you have a stroke. So feel free to give us a call. And then our musical performer today, Matt Costens, is in the house, and I can't wait for you to hear this magical voice. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
I don't need your fatal attraction to realize that I can't do better. I guess I'm looking for a reaction better than the one I've been given. So I numb myself out, let the smoke fill my lungs, and I know it won't last longer than a minute. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Expresso on ABC3, and lovely to welcome back today, almost after a year in our studios, one of our friends, our favorites, Mr. Matt Carstens, a young man who's been writing music since the tender age of 12, and my oh my, what a musician he has become. He's about to perform one of his songs right now called Broken Society. Cool.
don't need your fatal attraction to realize that I can't do better. I guess I'm looking for a reaction better than the one I've been given. So I numb myself out, doubt that it would even help. It would never be enough. Wish I had another minute. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away from this broken society. These people just don't think like me. I've changed, it's probably for the better. Life is hard and tedious, then gone. That's me, running for cover. So I numb myself out, let the smoke fill my lungs, and I know it won't last longer than a minute. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away from this broken society. Ooh. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run. Take my soul and run away from this broken society.
Matt Carson's on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Very well done, sir. A track that he collaborated with Francois van Coke on, by the way. We'll have a chat to the man a little later on about how that came about and what the past year has done for him in his music career. In the meantime, link up with us on our Facebook page and let us know what you thought about that performance. Well, right now, here's the news.
In your national news this morning, South African trade union Solidarity says that skilled mining workers could go on strike as early as next month in a union recognition dispute. Solidarity, which represents mostly skilled employees at Lonmin, said that it was overwhelming, or rather had overwhelming support for a strike at the platinum mining firm. Meanwhile, South Africa's Chamber of Mines says 65% of the country's platinum operations are loss-making as the industry grapples with soaring costs and depressed prices. The ministry said the new wage legislation, as well as bills on basic employment conditions and labour relations, would help address labour instability and wage inequality. The South African Social Security Agency, SASSA, has announced that all social grant beneficiaries that payments for next month will be made early. In a statement, the Social Security Agency says that nationwide social grant payments for December will begin on November the 28th, while payments for the Western Cape will only be available on the 1st of December. Payments can be collected at all ATMs and other registered payment channels. Now moving further abroad, US President Donald Trump has warned that the time for strategic patience with North Korea is over after winning Japan's backing for his policy of considering all options to rein in the rogue state. Trump described the North's nuclear program as a threat to the civilized world and international peace and stability on the second day of an Asian tour dominated by the crisis. This marks Trump's first state visit to the region, which will see him visit South Korea, China, Vietnam, and the Philippines within the next 2 weeks. And then finally, the UN's World Meteorological Organization has said that 2017 is on track to be the hottest year on record, except for 2 warmed by El Niño phenomena. Now, even if the cyclical weather events which bump up global temperatures every 3 to 7 years are included, this year will still be one of the 3 warmest ever, the WMO said as it issued its annual State of Global Climate Report at talks in Bonn. Average temperatures from 2013 through to 2017 are also likely to be the highest since accurate measuring began more than a century ago, constituting strong evidence of a long-term trend. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get our very first look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
We start with some small consolation in light of his lengthy injury layoff for 400-meter world champion Wade van Niekerk, who has made the shortlist for the IWF Athlete of the Year award, while fellow South Africans, despite having phenomenal years, Luva Manyonga and Caster Semenya, have failed to make the final cut. After missing out on the award last year to Usain Bolt, this year van Niekerk will go up against Great Britain's long-distance runner Mo Farah, as well as Qatari high jumper Mutaz Essa. Those award ceremonies will take place on the 24th of November in Monaco. Then on to rugby, departing Springbok assistant coach Johan van Graan will stay on with the national side for the first 2 tests of their year-end tour before he joins the Irish side Munster. Having been in the Springbok setup since 2012, van Graan will join his new club on the 19th of November, just a day after the Boks test against France. Before they tackle the French side, the Springboks begin their year-end European tour this coming Saturday with the clash against Ireland in Dublin. Then on to football. Bafana looks set to be without Itumeleng Khune for their crucial 2018 World Cup qualifying match against Senegal this weekend due to injury. Khune will get the final ruling of whether he can play later today after he fractured a facial bone. That was during Kaizer Chiefs' 1-0 Telkom knockout victory over Chippa United this past weekend. Bafana faced Senegal in a must-win match this Friday. Kick-off for the fixture Sport is at 7 o'clock. Then some interesting movements in national tennis, or international tennis rather. Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray have both dropped out of the top 10 on the ATP World Rankings for the first time since 2007. Both players have been out with injuries since Wimbledon. To see Djokovic now dropped out to 12th, while Murray is further back in 16th place. Rafa Nadal still holds on to that #1 spot, while South Africa's Kevin Anderson jumped up 2 places to 14th. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Well, on that note, let's take another look at the road, starting off in Gauteng and Germiston. There's an accident on the N3 northbound before the Elands interchange. You can expect delays on that route. And moving to the Western Cape and Gugulethu, traffic on the N2 inbound, it is slow moving, and that's on the N2 inbound between the airport and Rappenberg Road exit. Well, that's where we leave your traffic on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
On your Feel Good Breakfast Show just after 7 o'clock, and it looks like nice and warm summer temperatures can be expected for the northeastern parts of the country. However, as you head down the coast from Pietermaritzburg, cooler temperatures can be expected, bringing with it some rain for KZN and the East Cape. And then if you're in the mother city, hold on to your hats, because very strong southeasterly winds are blowing of up to 52 kilometers per hour. But let's get into those temperatures quickly. Polokwane begin op 15, dit styg na maksimum van 31. Mbombela 14:23, Pretoria 16 en warm 35, Johannesburg 13:32, Mahikeng 16 en baie warm later vandag 36 grade, Klerksdorp 12:34, Kimberley begin op 9, dit styg na 32, Bloemfontein is 6 en 'n maksimum van 30, Richards Bay on 16 with a maximum 20 and some showers expected, and some showers for Pietermaritzburg as well on a 9 minimum with a maximum 15. Durban can also expect a shower or 2 for your Tuesday, 16 minimum with a maximum 20. Mtata 7:22. East London 12:18. Craddock starting off on 4 degrees minimum, but nice and cool, warming up to 23 maximum later on today. Port Elizabeth 12:19 with a couple of showers expected, and some showers for George as well. 11:17. Sutherland 4:22. Cape Town 12:21 with strong south-southeasterly winds of around 52 kilometers per hour. Worcester 7:24. Springbok 15:32. And Uppington starting off on 16 and a very hot maximum of 36 degrees later on today. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'm back in an hour's time just after 8 with another update.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with #BP Fuel My Festive.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media. The hashtag anything can happen. Levi says, make money, help people, be humble, praise God, don't get into trouble, stay away from negative company, do the right thing, and hashtag anything can happen. I wonder if he found a picture of my house. Also, Just Kenny says, believe in yourself, hashtag anything can happen. Also, someone says here, I wish all my dreams can come true and my 2018 be filled with blessings and prosperity. No grudges held in pain. And then let's end it off with Honey Mercedes, who says, drink lots of water, work out, eat healthy, burn your ex's house down. What? And then believe in yourself. You can do it. Hashtag anything can happen. But let's just go and take a look at my house one more time, because you know what? Anything really can happen.
All right, good laughs, good laughs. We are live, by the way, Zoe Brown.
Sorry, I'm like trying to control the hair in this wind. But listen, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we get back, how does this sound? Sweet potato and banana flapjacks.
Sounds good.
Interesting combination. Don't want to miss out on that.
Good for breakfast, I'd say. And then the good doctor is in the house again, especially after the past week where we observed National Stroke Week here in South Africa. We speak about the ins and outs of strokes and understanding. Give us a call on 021-430-9881. We'll try to be here after the break.
Bank anytime, anywhere with the new Nedbank Money app. To enroll, simply enter your Nedbank card number and PIN, and that's it. Download the new Nedbank Money app today and manage your money like never before.
Basically 2, but not 2. Okay. Thank you. And then my coffee kisses.
Who's your daddy?
My drawer.
What's his name?
Yeah, as a laptop,
what's he doing?
I can't drink that other crap.
But can we melt it? Oh, are you saying just frying it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Perfect, thanks my love. Yes, my love. Testing, testing. Strawberries, flapjacks, Tuesday. Does sound good? Maybe can I just have a little board to cut the strawberries?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show on this Tuesday, and thank you so much for choosing to start the day off with us. Now, this past week we observed Stroke Week in South Africa, and on average 10 people in South Africa suffer a stroke every single hour. So, and a shocking statistic indeed that we need to, of course, use to focus our attention on our topic today with Dr. Darren Green. We're talking about strokes, trying to understand them, especially after you attended a conference this weekend.
A big one, yes, in Josie. It was the annual stroke conference called the Angels Initiative, hosted by Bringer Ingelheim. But it was a massive event with all the top role players, doctors, nurses, emergency personnel involved with stroke care in our country. And what's so special about it, we had people from the government sector, state hospitals, private sector, all the private sector, the big names and the big hospitals, and then obviously some visiting people from overseas. So that was absolutely amazing. Good lineup of speakers, some current trends, etc.
Very cool. Yeah, your social media was lit. I was just watching everything that was going down. But Dr. Darren Green, let's talk about strokes this morning. For anybody who's not really aware about what it is, what exactly is a stroke?
Yeah, so a stroke is a brain attack. Like we get a heart attack, when oxygen is compromised and blood supply is compromised to any part of the brain, you can develop a stroke. And a stroke basically is the process that happens in the brain cells and the brain tissue itself when there's a lack of delivery of oxygen and nutrients to that area. Those cells are cellularly changed and damaged, and whether that damage can be reversed or not depends on how long it takes to restore blood supply to that area.
All right, so let's talk about the difference quickly between the symptoms of a stroke happening to you and a heart attack happening.
Good, good. So a heart attack obviously normally starts with a bit of shortness of breath and chest pain, whereas a stroke, the easiest way to remember it is the FAST phrase, F-A-S-T, facial asymmetry, so the face can droop and become weak. The A is for arm weakness. The S can be slurred speech. And then the T is a time constraint. Hurry, 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 because you can reverse the symptoms if you get them to a unit as soon as possible, you know, for emergency stroke care and assessment.
Is it possible to have a stroke and not knowing that you are having a stroke? And what are the different types of strokes that you can get?
100%. So depending on which part of the brain's oxygen is compromised, that's the symptom you'd present with. If the back part of the brain, the occipital area, is compromised, you might have visual symptoms only and no arm and leg weakness, for example. So it is dependent on which blood vessel and which area of the brain is being compromised, and that's how you then obviously treat accordingly.
Yeah, and what about a mini stroke? What is that?
Yes, people use that word a lot. It often refers to a transient or a passing stroke, a TIA, a transient ischemic attack. Now, all the word ischemia means is a lack of oxygen delivery, which happens when a vessel becomes partially blocked or temporarily blocked. So that's normally caused by things like a atheromatous plaque, cholesterol plaque or whatever breaking off in one of the big vessels in the neck. Going up, the plaque, whether it's hard or soft, will then disintegrate after blocking a vessel in the brain after a while, and then blood flow is restored within a time period, leaving you with no residual symptoms of a weakness or stroke symptoms, you know, after 24 hours.
All right, well, we're going to keep our lines open, 0214309881. We'll be back again with Dr. Green to understand the risk factors for a stroke.
So, in line with our health topic today, Amy is back with us, and we are talking foods that help you reduce your risk of a stroke, specifically bananas and sweet potatoes. Great options.
Exactly, and that's because they're packed with potassium, and studies have shown, particularly with men between the ages of 45 and 55,
that higher potassium in the diet leads to much greater, less risk of stroke.
Okay.
So obviously, what I'm also trying to show is that we can make some really delicious treats that are healthy as well, because the main thing with avoiding things like strokes and obviously heart disease is just to eat a really healthy diet, less saturated fats, lots of fruit and veggies. So it's about getting in those helpings of fruit and veg every day. So instead of just usual flapjacks, what we're going to do is put some sweet potatoes and bananas into our flapjack mixture.
Now this is the type of breakfast that I'm talking about. I love sweet potato. Big fan of bananas as well.
Sweet potato. I'm just going to mush. This is one banana we've got in here.
So you say, in general, I mean, you know, to help you reduce your risk of having a stroke, lots of fruits, avoid the high cholesterol kind of foods.
Totally. You know. No processed foods. You want to be having, cutting down your red meat intake, so eating a lot more fish and obviously having a lot more veggies. And yeah, they say if you can have more than 5 servings of fruit and vegetables per day. So we've got about 2 servings just here in this one little batch of pancakes that we're going to make. And then we're still going to have some lovely berries with it as well. So we're just going to mix our sweet potato and our banana together here. We're going to add a little bit of gluten-free flour. You can get a range of different flours from Dischem. Basically any sort of all-purpose gluten-free flour. Just kind of put that together. That's just going to help everything bind, as well as the eggs, which is going to be a great source of protein. So let's just pop these guys in here.
So this is definitely a flapjack with a difference. The keyword is eat. SMS that to 33728. The keyword is eat. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on our banana and sweet potato flapjack recipe, which I think is phenomenal.
And as you can see, you're going to make some delicious, like chunky guys. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit of coconut oil here into this pan.
So I mean, the bananas doesn't have to be completely mushed.
Oh no,
you can have those little chunks.
I love actually having the taste of the banana fully in. So you can really just, you know, it's a preference thing. I don't mind the texture at all. So
I'm going to heat this guy up a little bit more.
Coconut oil.
Yeah.
And just as you can see, we just want the mixture to come together like this. We're going to put a tiny bit of baking powder in so we can get them nice and fluffy.
Got it.
And a little bit of elbow grease here, just quickly getting it in.
Whisk it up while that gets hot.
There we go. That is perfect.
Stuff.
So what we're going to do is just obviously put a little bit of this guy in. Let's just use some of this. And we just want them to be almost like 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons worth in size. We're just going to let him, as you can see, he's starting to sizzle around the corners there. But luckily we've got a whole batch already made over here.
Look at that.
So we've got these beautiful guys. And I'm going to just...
how are you going to decorate and serve it for us?
I'm just going to chop some strawberries quickly. If you wouldn't mind scooping out a little bit of that cashew nut butter, and you can even spread some of that on here.
Okay, on basically on there.
Yeah, you can just take, and it's really up to you. I love having a mix of berries with my flapjacks. And of course, then we're getting in those beautiful antioxidants. And studies have also shown that if you have a helpful of berries every day, it was a period over a month, you can again reduce your risk of stroke.
Well, so there we go.
It's all about getting in that amazing mixture of fruits and veggies that are really, really good for you, high in antioxidants, and of course delicious. And look at that. Let's just chop a few more of these guys, sprinkle it on there, and if you like a little bit of honey as well, there we go.
We give it a good...
Runaway strawberry.
Don't run away. The keyword once again is eat. SMS that to 33728. That's eat to 33728, and we'll send you the recipe and all the ingredients that you need to make this beautiful sweet potato and banana flapjacks. Healthy, helps lower your risk of stroke as well. But you're going to be back.
And it's a treat. And
it's a treat. Listen, I'm going to dig in right now. Check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Amy will be back with another delicious healthy recipe in just a bit.
Right, we're back again with Dr. Darren Green, and yes, wow, the facts that he's revealing to us right now. Today's medical chat is all around strokes, because last week we observed National Stroke Week here in South Africa. Of course, we'll keep our lines open on 021-4309-881.
Now, the question that got me wowed was the fact that can a stroke happen to anyone at any age?
It can indeed, and what people don't even know is you can actually have a stroke intrauterine. An unborn baby can have a stroke in the uterus. And what people don't know is that obviously even newborns and young children can develop strokes. Certainly the entity of young strokes is a very specialized entity, and often the cause has to be investigated thoroughly so as to prevent future events, to know what contributed to it in the first place. And if you think about it, what a stroke actually is, either the blood vessel gets blocked, you know, or by a clot, or the blood vessel ruptures and you have a bleed in the brain.
Okay.
So different causes, from aneurysms and weaknesses in the wall of the blood vessel, allowing obviously when pressure builds up to leak, or the clot itself. Now different things can give you clots. Obviously the thickness of the blood is determined by your hydration status, about the proteins that make up the cells in the blood, whether you have too many certain cell types, etc. So protein C and S deficiency. People on estrogen therapy and oral contraceptives to develop thrombuses are at a higher risk, for example. And then, of course, you get inflammatory conditions of the blood vessels called vasculitis, inflammation of the blood vessels, where the inner lining becomes like sticky Velcro. And then, obviously, the different components of blood and scar tissue, whatever, can sit there and cause obstruction.
Yeah.
So young strokes are a real entity.
Yeah. Let's talk about the risk factors associated with a higher chance of getting a stroke. I'm looking at that picture already.
Yes.
I'm thinking, is it one of those things, once again, is it like lifestyle,
diet, cholesterol, obviously, is what that's getting at. So
very accurate picture.
Dyslipidemia, so the wrong ratios of your good and bad fats, obviously, can add to it and lead to atherosclerosis, which is obviously lipids lining the blood vessels, making the space narrower and narrower so that the blood can't pass through. Then obviously, right at the top, a risk of a previous stroke puts you at risk as well. People that have had a previous stroke have a much higher incidence of a recurrent stroke. A TIA that I mentioned, a mini stroke or a passing stroke, puts you at risk. The highest risk of actually developing a full-blown stroke is within 13 days or 10 days of the initial presentation. So it needs to be worked up and checked out completely. Atrial fibrillation, irregular heartbeat, can lead to clots forming in the heart. When the heart is asynchronously contracting, you can have a clot that breaks up and showers a myriad of small emboli throughout the system into the brain. And then, of course, smoking. Lack of exercise, obesity, those are the big ones that all play a massive role in stroke.
All right, wow. Well, we're going to keep our lines open once again, 0214309881, especially a bit later on, wanting to find out exactly what initiatives were planned from the stroke conference that you attended. So stay tuned and engage in our conversation.
So we're going to continue that very important conversation. We're going to hone in on post-stroke health and how you can maintain your health during that crucial phase.
That's right, and in between our health chats, we'll also spend more time in the kitchen. Amy's with us, and she's going to cook up a tomato and spinach pasta. You do not want to miss out on that. We'll be back after the break.
very warm welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC 3.
Exactly. We are talking about strokes, of course, after having observed Stroke Week last week, and we are here with Dr. Darren Green. Dr. Darren Green, we've covered a lot so far, but I want to know about a heavy stroke. For anybody who's had a really heavy stroke, what is the time of recovery and what is it going to take to recover well?
Most frequently asked question, how long will it take me to return to normal? Can I return to my former glory?
Yeah.
And the reality is, people are under the impression that the level of rehab that they actually recover within 6 months or a year is the level at which it's going to stay for the rest of their lives. Oh, wow. What I can tell you is that in practice, that's not true. In practice, we see continuous improvement and regaining of function years down the line, up to 10 years down the line in many, many cases. So depending on which part of the brain's been destroyed or wiped out, and also depending on a lot of prognostic features, your age, your lifestyle, your diet, your willpower, obviously, to get going and actually train new pathways. Remember, the brain is connected with complex highways of hard wiring. In other words, the more you practice something, the more actual hard structure actually forms for that pathway to become more evident and easy. So that's what we need to know, and with people that are dedicated to the process of improving, they can improve things up to a long time. And then the surrounding areas can actually take over some of the function that was lost. So the cells around the damaged area of the brain can develop and actually adapt to regaining some of the function that you've lost by that original area in a process called neuroplasticity.
Wow, the human body is a wonderful thing indeed. We've got a caller on the line right now, Estelle from Bloemfontein. Good morning, Estelle.
Hi, good morning, doctor. How are you?
Dr. Green is ready to take your question.
Good morning, team. I do like to watch you every day, and I do love Dr. Green so much.
Thank you. Getting some love.
Thank you.
Dr. Green, a big question to you. My daughter is 29 years now. She's been suffering from epileptic attacks since she was about 3 months old. She's not a smoker, she's not a drinker. The doctors in Bloemfontein can't keep her on the right medication. Is there any related line to heart diseases?
All right, so I think if I'm understanding correctly, the relation between the epileptic attacks that she's been having and I think possible stroke or heart disease. So does she have to be concerned about that?
And certainly epilepsy from that age, from the age of 3 months, I think she said, hey, is something that one needs to look at. You do get childhood syndromes of epilepsy that children grow out of as they move into teenage years. Others carry on into adulthood, and the prognosis of epilepsy obviously is dependent on many things. It's depending on where the focus of abnormal signal arises in the brain and that kind of thing as well. It also depends on the treatment plan and so forth. So, and what the structural components of the brain actually look like as the cause of the epilepsy. Remembering that epilepsy affects primarily, obviously, the outer shell of the brain, the cortex, and the communications through what's called the corpus callosum, which connects the two hemispheres of the brain. So that's quite important. So for her, obviously, sure, people can develop seizures after a stroke, depending on which part of the brain is affected. So, you know, with stroke, there is a connection to seizures, sometimes, not always. And with heart disease, certainly, if the heart is a pump supplying oxygen to the brain, and that pump is defective or has a period where not enough oxygen gets to the brain, you can have then damage or scarring and parts of the brain that are more sensitive to a lack of oxygen that actually then are damaged. Even at birth, that can happen. I'm not saying that's what happened in this case. So yes, there is a link between seizures and heart disease, and certainly a link between seizures and stroke, as we've explained.
All right. Well, thank you very much for that call. We hope that was a helpful insight from Dr. Darren Green. But as always, do consult your medical professional as well. We'll have one more little chat with Dr. Green here after. Do keep calling us on 021-430-9881.
Very, very interesting topic indeed. Back with Amy right now in the kitchen, making delicious, healthy recipes to reduce your risk of stroke. Right now, a tomato and spinach pasta.
Yes.
Which looks and sounds amazing.
I mean, it's such a cool weeknight meal because it really doesn't take long at
And what we've just done is, as you can see in here, we've got our lovely tomatoes that have reduced with some garlic.
Look at that good garlic, those golden
amazing.
nuggets in there.
Exactly, and I mean that garlic, as we know, it's so good for your immune system. It's also one of those great foods to include to prevent stroke, as well as the tomatoes, because tomatoes are packed with lycopene, a very high antioxidant, which is also really, really good for you. So we've just let these guys cook down, and they're such a good match. I mean, garlic and tomatoes,
that smells amazing.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
We've got a beautiful bowl of baby spinach over here, and this you can really just add more and more, because this disappears. You know, I feel like you put in handfuls of the stuff and it just kind of goes away. But spinach is one of those, I mean, it's an absolute superfood, but it really, really is the ultimate fighter for all chronic diseases. So try and get in as much spinach as you absolutely can. Yeah. So you just kind of stir the spinach around in here a little bit, and it'll start wilting, as we'll see, with those tomatoes. And then we're going to add our gluten-free pasta here. This is a pasta that you can get from Discam. There are all kinds of varieties. This is a bit of a corn pasta. So we just put in a little bit of this guy over here. It's already cooked, as you can see, and we'll just give that a stir. And then we've got some lovely fish over here. So you can use any kind of fish that's really high in your omega-3s, and just kind of pop this in. This is already smoked, so you don't have to worry about cooking it. And fish is really high in anti-inflammatory properties, so it really just helps kind of take away that inflammation from your arteries, increases the blood flow, which again helps with all kinds of chronic diseases.
So basically, I mean, eating fish once a week.
Yeah, once, twice if you can, and exactly, just kind of replacing red meat where you can with fish sometimes is just a really healthy, lower in saturated fat alternative. So as you can see, we're just kind of mixing this up all together over here.
Oh man, that looks delicious.
So easy, and yeah,
I can really see with some Parmesan cheese on top. You know, it's going to be one of those those absolutely meaty without the you know what you're saying.
Exactly.
Kind of pastas.
So we're just going to serve this up over here, and as you can see, our spinach, I almost like it to be a little bit, you know, so you can see it's wilted, but it's not overly cooked. And there we go. So look at this beautiful, beautiful weeknight meal. And as you can see, it took really, really quick to make. And then we've got a little bit of basil over here as well, just because I love that fresh basil with tomato. Also,
it's one of those perfect combinations.
Exactly. And also all your herbs are packed with nutrients as well. So let's just pop these.
So the keyword is dinner, SMS that to 33728. The keyword for our tomato and spinach pasta is dinner, SMS that to 33728. Amy is very, very proud. Put it down so we can get a nice shot, Amy, please. So there we go. Dinner to 33728. Check it out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Amy, thank you very much. Always educating us in the kitchen.
All right, we're back again with Dr. Darren Green for our final conversation, engagement about strokes. And I wanted to talk about neuroplasticity, Dr. Green, because you
sounds like a big word.
It sounds very fancy.
Plasticity. So that involves, obviously, the brain's ability to actually regain function where function was lost. So that happens in two ways. There's a process called neurogenesis, where genesis involves new cells being produced. Those processes are controlled by hormones and chemical substances in the brain. Your brain can actually make new brain cells throughout your life. But the process that drives it, those hormones are controlled again by lots of lifestyle factors. And one of them is interval training, for example. You can increase the level of your brain-derived growth factors by doing interval training, and that regenerates new brain cells to the areas that have been damaged. And the plasticity, as I mentioned, is the ability to take on new function and assist in areas and domains that has been lost.
All right. For anybody that's watching right now and maybe wanting tips, what lifestyle changes can all of us make to try and reduce the risk of having a stroke?
You don't know what you have until you've lost it. And what we need to do is speak to people that have lost it to understand and motivate ourselves. So obviously obesity is a massive risk, so we need to all take ownership of managing our own bodies and weight. What we put in terms of fuel is important because of the association with dyslipidemias. The choice to smoke or not smoke is massive. We're seeing you know, that it's associated with so much increased risk of cancer and various cancers right now. It doubles your risk of developing many cancers. So smoking, and then obviously hypertension, blood pressure is a silent killer. If you don't know what your blood pressure is, have it checked regularly, because pressure in the system can lead to the blood vessels changing in structure and even bursting, and that leads to stroke as well.
Let's take a caller right now. On the line, Gertrude from Tembisa. Good morning, Gertrude.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for your call. What is your question?
Oh, my question is that I was just diagnosed with this stroke, and the doctor said I had a young stroke. So now what I'm experiencing is this sharp pain on my neck and my headache. So when that pain strikes, I can't move my head correctly. So I just want to know how severe or how badly this headache can affect my recovery.
All right. So there are conditions that mimic stroke, and one of them is like a hemiplegic migraine. So you get a migraine and a headache that makes you actually have symptoms on one side of your face, arm or leg or your body that can last a few hours, and when the headache resolves, all those symptoms then disappear. So that's one thing to consider. But with the neck pain and things like that, you must remember there's so many things that contribute to neck pain, from the muscles to the vertebral alignment, the arteries and the blood vessels in the neck and so forth. If this is a persistent problem, it could be caused by postural things, sleeping, your pillow, your picking up your baby, that kind of thing as well. So you'd have to go and look at very systematically. And certainly if it's something that's causing debilitation, in other words, you can't fulfill your tasks every day and the frequency is getting worse, she needs to seek help from a medical practitioner.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to talk quickly early on about the initiatives that have been discussed or that were discussed at the conference. Can you summarize those for us quickly?
Yes, so I think the movement is quite exciting. It's promoting awareness around emergency stroke care, but also stroke care in general, even after someone's had a stroke. It's about educating the public on the warning signs of stroke, that FAST protocol that I mentioned, and then getting them to a centre as soon as possible for the best chance of survival, outcome and reversal of those symptoms. So this Angels initiative is quite amazing. They're aiming to have 165 hospitals in South Africa geared and ready to handle emergency situations in stroke. That's both in the public sector and in the private sector by the end of 2019. So that's what it's about, committing people to that.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Darren Green. And if you'd like more information on what we discussed today with Dr. Green, you can go to our website, expressoshow.com. Dr. Darren, good call.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, well, listen, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. When we get back, Trevor Noah making our international entertainment news, this time for fooling his colleagues. You do not want to miss out on any of that.
Yeah, and you know we're going to tug on those heartstrings as I show my support for Tears Animal Rescue, an incredible organisation. We'll see you in a moment.
Clover Classic Custard and Clover Crush are hashtag way better together. Stand a chance of winning daily cash and airtime prizes or the grand prize of a Toyota RAV4 when you buy a 1 kilogram classic custard and a 1 litre crush together. To enter the competition, dial *120 *5676 hash and follow the prompts. You'll need the barcodes from both products and can enter as many times as you like. For the full competition, T's and C's, visit clover.co.za.
Have dogs, so it's like it doesn't feel like it's work every single day.
So you're allowed to bring your dogs to work every day?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Everyone. If you have a dog, you bring them to the office. No, it's amazing. When I first got there, there were all these dogs, and I thought like something was wrong. Because you walk into an office with all the dogs, it's like, oh, is this like for a sketch? Is this a thing? And they're like, no, this is a dog-friendly office. And so they said to me, they said, Trevor, have you got a dog? Do you have a pet? And I said, oh, I do have a pet. I'm going to be bringing mine to the show. And they're like, oh, what kind of dog is that? I said, no, it's a little tiger that I have. And then the cutest thing is because no one wanted to offend the guy from Africa. They were like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's so.
That'll be a first.
Does he get along with dogs? And I was like.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Right now, time for us to take a look at some international entertainment news headlines. Who's making news?
Kylie Jenner is making news. Now, she may be silent about her rumored pregnancy, but these photos speak for themselves. Check it out. Kylie was spotted boarding a private jet this week wearing baggy clothes that still showed off what looks like a baby bump. She has since commented on the photos, saying that they have been photoshopped, but the paparazzi and publication who first ran with the story are saying that they have not been digitally altered at all. So I don't know, the face is looking a little, you know, a little...
It's everywhere.
A little? I knew you were going to be like, what?
No,
it's like...
They haven't, but I think they're probably waiting for that episode of the Keeping Up with Kardashians to air, whether they're going to confirm or deny the rumors.
Yeah, I don't think these have been altered at all. This is what she usually looks like, so...
But I mean, if you go on a plane...
Yeah, exactly. Especially like if it's one of those red-eye flights and you've like just woken up and you don't look like you do on TV, you know.
Guys, I just came from a flight. I did not look like that.
What do you mean? Like this morning?
Hey, what are you trying to say, though?
That was like 5 minutes after she got off the plane.
Well, listen, we have to wait for her to see whether
yeah, let her keep it to herself, perhaps.
Well, they usually, of course, she always looks amazing, and yeah, whatever the news is, I just hope that if it is a pregnancy, just come out and tell us already. We are ready for the news.
It's none of your business, though.
It is.
No.
Because they want us to keep up with them.
It's crazy.
Anyways. Trevor Noah was recently in the news as well, and he was on an episode of Kelly and Ryan. Levels, guys. Levels. And he talked about a time when he actually fooled his colleagues about something he calls his unusual pet.
And what's fun is in my office we have dogs, so it's like it doesn't feel like it's work every single day.
Dog? You're allowed to bring your dogs to work every day?
Yeah.
Everybody?
Everyone.
Kelman.
If you have a dog, you bring them to the office. No, it's amazing. When I first got there, there were all these dogs, and I thought like something was wrong. That because you walk into an office, there's all the dogs. It's like, oh, is this like for a sketch? Is this a thing? And they're like, no, this is a dog-friendly office. And so they said to me, they said, Trevor, have you got a dog? Do you have a pet? And I said, oh, I do have a pet. I'm going to be bringing mine to the show. And they're like, oh, what kind of dog is that? I said, no, it's a little tiger that I have. And then the cutest thing is because no one wanted to offend the guy from Africa. They were like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's so.
That'll be a first.
Does he get along with dogs? And I was like...
You might have a hot dog.
Oh, that's why we love Trevor. How handsome is he, though? He's just getting, like, handsomer and handsomer, hey?
Yes,
Sure.
well, that is our... Listen, I love this international entertainment news. I don't know what's going on between the two of you, but we're going to leave it right here.
Trevor's looking handsome, people's are looking chubbles. What is going on?
Oh, man, I'm getting so inspired and motivated by all of you out there that have joined the 7-week Woolies #StartsWith challenge. So we thought we'd share some of the greatest personal triumphs with you that you guys have been posting. So today we're focusing on posts that show the importance of support and motivation. Dil Pile shared some awesome yoga poses she did on Sunday afternoon, saying that after losing 28 kgs, that's incredible, I realized more each day that motivating others and partnering with people on that journey who can relate and cheer you on is vital. So well done, Dil. Keep motivating those around you. Then Laleto and Kotla Williams shared this recipe for what looks can be deceiving kind of smoothie. I love the name there. It consists of chia seeds, rolled oats, spinach, banana, apples, milk, water, and plain yogurt. Out of the thousands of smoothies that we've made on the show, we've never hit that combo. That's awesome. She added that her 17-month-old son literally cries for a share of her smoothies. How cute. What a joy to see that every member of the family can benefit from the journey to holistic wellness. So it really is that easy for you to join the #StartsWith challenge. Simply go onto Facebook, search for Woolworths Starts With Challenge, click join and be a part of the community that is motivating each other to share what their journey to their better selves #starts with. And we've made it all the more easy for you to do so. You can also SMS the keyword starts with to 33728 to get the event link sent straight to your phone. That SMS is going to cost you just R1.50. No free SMSs apply.
Oh, thank you, Graham. Well, listen, the festive season is around the corner, and we have another exclusive girls' night out, and that's thanks to the Expresso New Metro Movie Club. And here is how you can join.
Forget Father Christmas. This festive season is all about women with another exciting girls' night out.
Be part of an exclusive nationwide pre-release screening of A Bad Moms Christmas on the 9th of November, where you not only get to see this hilarious new comedy a month before release, but you could also be on screen as Expresso will film all the fun and excitement. To join this exciting ladies-only event, book your tickets, which includes a drink and cocktail snacks, at www.newmetro.co.za. Have a festive female experience with Girls' Night Out, only at New Metro. It's your scene.
Now, the My School, My Village, My Planet fundraising program has been giving back for 20 years now, making it really easy for each of us to support the causes and organizations we love. Now, by simply swiping a card, we can make a difference, and Graham showed us which organization he loves to help.
Anyone who knows me and watches the show will know that animals are really close to my heart, especially those in desperate need of love and care. And that's what's brought me here today. They need us to speak for them when they can't speak for themselves. So I've chosen to link Tears as the organization linked to my Planet card. They believe in giving animals like dogs and cats the best chance at a second chance. Helene, hi, how are you? I see you've already made some friends here. Great to come to Tears. Very emotional when you realize the need, but of course one organization that you're supporting. But I'm going to ask you to go back to the very beginning. After the unbelievable success of My School, you moved on to My Village and My Planet. What was the motivation to expand?
Well, back in 1997, when the My School program started, it was only for schools. But soon we realized that people shouldn't stop giving back when their kids leave school. People have so many great causes in their community that they want to support, and we had to expand the program. That's why we added My Village and My Planet.
Tears are one of the My Planet beneficiaries. How does that program work specifically?
My Village means that you are supporting a charity that cares for people. My Planet means that you are supporting animals in need, whether they're domestic animals or wild animals. So it might be Tears, if that's what's close to your heart.
What do I have to do? How do I use my card?
Simply sign up for your free My School card and select Tears as one of the organizations you want to support. Then go and shop. Our partner stores are Woolworths, Lucio ZA, the Flight Centre Red Label Holiday stores, Indian food stops. Every time you shop, they'll give back a percentage of what you've spent on your behalf to Tears.
The MR Animal Rescue Society, better known as Tears, is based in Cape Town and is one of 180 My Planet organizations. You can choose any 3 causes across the My School, My Village, My Planet program. And Graham chose Tears for their great work in providing care and better health for animals.
Whenever we come by here, I am dumbfounded at the scale of your operation. How much is going on here? Where did it all begin?
The Tears started in 1999 by co-founder Marilyn Hall and Emma Drury-Cook. Originally they started as just one little mobile unit where they went in their own little car to Masipumalelo, which was the first township that we started serving. They did basic primary health care where they vaccinated, did dipping for mange and just provided food. We then started a sterilization program, and since then to today we now have a mobile clinic that services 4 communities.
What is the overall objective, and give me a bit of a window into your day-to-day?
When the animals come into Tears to be admitted for us to rehome, we have to assess them from a physical, a mental and an emotional point of view. So before we home any animal, we have to make sure you can approach them when they're eating their food, you can walk them on a lead, they're social, they're well interacted, and they're very homeable.
How much does the funding that you get from My Planet help you, and where do those funds go?
The bulk of the funding that we get from My Planet we will use for sterilizations to avoid the overpopulation of the animals that are unwanted in the area. Part of that money is used for the rehabilitation program where our behaviorists will come in and assist the animals. So all the funding is put back into the animals that we rescue, that we rehabilitate, and then ultimately that we rehome.
The vision at Tears is to continuously improve and expand their services in order to be an advocate and a champion for domestic animals who have no voice of their own.
I started volunteering at Tears when I was a little guy in primary school. Every weekend I came through and helped out, and I became permanent staff about 4 years ago. Every day you feel like you're making a difference in the world.
As someone who works on the front lines, why do we need to support you?
Well, I think we do a great job. We could do so much more if we had more support and more help. We could reach more animals. That's how we kind of measure our success, is by how many animals we actually help.
Tears relies on the support of individuals and corporates to fulfill the daily needs in their mission to bring relief to animals in distress. At Expresso, we love to help, so Graham delivered a care package on our behalf.
So guys, I used my MyPlanet card to do a little shopping online on loot.co.za to pick up just a few goodies that we'd like to donate courtesy of my Expresso family, along with your regular support from Hills. I know just a drop in the ocean, considering what you guys need, but our way of saying thank you, and we are so proud of what you guys do every single day.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure. And that is how easy it is, just by using our MyPlanet, My Village or My School card, shopping online or in store. A portion of that spend goes towards a beneficiary that desperately needs our support. It doesn't cost us a thing. In fact, it couldn't be easier or more effective supporting those causes that are closest to our hearts.
And there you have it. It could be just as easy as that. So get your My School, My Village, My Planet card today. Download the new My School app, sign up and choose the beneficiary that matters most to you. You can also stand a chance of winning a 2,000 Rand loot.co.za voucher for you and the beneficiary you swipe for. All you need to do is go to the Expresso Facebook page and tell us which beneficiary you support and why. Remember that you have to be a registered My School card holder to be entered into the competition, and the T's and C's are available on expressoshow.com.
Sign up for a free My School card today. My School, My Village, My Planet. Make every swipe count.
So we're going to be taking a very quick break. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we take a look at our What's Trending stories, and one specifically for Zoe this morning because it's too cute. It's breaking the internet. It's about a cat that sticks out its tongue, and people are loving it. Yeah, we'll find out the real story.
Can we call her a cat lady?
Yeah, I think she's an official Expresso cat lady now.
Oh, then Matt Carlson says, yeah, with another stellar performance. You are so talented, dude. It's actually a little bit mind-blowing, Brew, and so humble as well. Stick around. You're going to take your breath away.
Get a taste of the smooth life and win when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, weekly giveaways of Fujifilm Instax cameras, Daniel Klein His and Hers watches or travel vouchers. You could also win the grand prize of a trip for two to the Maldives and stay at the luxurious Adaran Resorts. Visit tropica.co.za for info and T's and C's.
Not in French, but like it's like kind of got that vibe. So, can I get more kick? She's resplendent, so confident. Larsen, Larsen, Larsen. I realize I'm hypnotized. Larsen, Larsen, Larsen. Just that kick drum. Oh, but it's chilled. As long as I hear the rhythm, that's chilled. Is this what it's gonna sound like in the overall mix, like that's being played, or is it just through the feedback monitor though? Yeah, that's fine, dude. Like, it's all good. Cool. So that's. Yeah. Yeah, just a bit more kick drum would be like rad. Yeah, that's perfect. Sure.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you
can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show. And before we get to our guest artist, Matt Carson's performance, we're quickly going to check out all those interesting, funny and random things that we stumbled across on social media this morning.
Yeah, and I think this one is specifically for you.
Yes,
because
it's a kitty cat story.
It's a cat lady.
Yes.
So we can introduce you to Rexy, who's a 3-year-old cat. Okay, so he's got quite the following on Instagram, 80,000 followers for sure. So his owner shares adorable kind of moments with him doing his tricks, but we found these pictures of him sticking out his tongue, and people are loving it.
I'm loving it.
Does Sailor do anything like that?
No, Sailor's not that cool.
Is Sailor not that cool?
He's cute in his own way.
But he's like, a lot of people actually can't do that. Fold their tongues like that. You know that? Yeah. Yeah, Zoe can do it.
I think everyone can do that.
Yeah, we can do it.
80,000 followers, boom, right there. I love it. So I have to say, I'm getting quite excited about the prospect of our first Christmas with Jack.
I'm getting nervous.
You guys are going overboard.
Your kids matters what business. Yeah, exactly, man. But this young man couldn't contain, I think, hopefully it's a young man, his excitement at going Christmas shopping for the very first time. Look at that little face, man.
Let's look over here, Mick. What's up here?
Oh, murder. It's just like Jack.
Wow.
It's adorable.
Wow.
Oh,
are you for real? That is crazy.
Oh, that is one of the cutest things ever,
crazy.
Man. Yes, I'm like
getting into Christmas spirit.
I'm like new dad Zilla at the moment.
Well,
that is so sweet.
The festive season's around the corner. So that's what we found on What's Trending. Perhaps there's a hashtag, a video or a story that's caught your attention online. Share it with us, let us know, and remember to use that hashtag Expresso Show.
I've got to be honest, I don't remember when last I got so excited over anything, but I think I'm about to get excited right now. Matt Carson's about to give us another live performance on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Here he is with La Seine.
Cool.
She's resplendent, so confident. La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. I realize I'm hypnotized. La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. I hear the moon singing a tune. La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. Is she divine or is it the wine? La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. I don't know, so don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I don't know, so don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I feel alive when I'm beside La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. From this angle, like an angel, La Seine, La Seine, La Seine. I don't know, so don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I don't know, so don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I said I don't know, I don't know. So please don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I said I don't know, so please don't ask me why. It's who we are, and I don't know, so don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I don't know, I don't know. So please don't ask me why. It's who we are, La Seine and I.
Thank you.
Matt Carstens on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A song you tell me is from a kiddies movie that you watched.
It's from a monster in Paris. I just saw it and I dug it. So.
And you liked it?
Yeah, man.
Excellent stuff. Now, let me just quickly pull back here. This was your first offering released at the beginning of this year, but you are currently working on new music. The first song we heard, Broken Society, was from a collaboration with you and Francois van Coke. How did that happen?
Well, he did this whole thing with Red Bull where they gave a collaboration opportunity for like up-and-coming singer-songwriters and stuff.
Amazing, man.
So you send in demos, which is actually weird because I was actually not planning on doing it at all because I don't really do the whole competition thing.
Just give it a try.
Yeah, but like French was like one of my heroes, so I couldn't not do it.
And then quickly tell me about the new music you're working on. You said it's slightly edgier. How's it different from what we can hear here?
I don't know. The new music is kind of like, it's a bit more grown up, I think, because I wrote 2D Heart when I was in high school, and it was just very innocent time, and now I'm out in the real world. It's kind of
now it's like rock and roll, man.
No, it's a bit more edgy, but the lyrical content is a bit more kind of relatable.
Yeah. Excellent.
So
well,
it's really cool.
You can follow him at Matt_Carstens on Instagram, all over social media to follow with what is happening in his music life. And of course, check him out after 9 as well on our live Facebook feed. And in the meantime, let us know what you thought about that performance on our Expresso Facebook page. Right now, it's time for the news.
In die nasionale nes, die vakverbond Solidariteit sê geskoolde mynwerkers kan moontlik reeds vroeg aanstaande maand begin staak weens 'n geskil oor vakverbondverkenning. Solidariteit, wat hoofsaaklik geskoolde werkers by Landmin verteenwoordig, meen hy het oorweldigende steun vir 'n staking by die platinemyn. Ondertussen het die Kamer van Mynwese gesê 65% van die land se platinumbedrywighede loop teen 'n verlies omrede die nywerheid met koste stoei wat die hoogte in is, as ook swak pryse. Die Suid-Afrikaanse Maatskaplike Sekuriteitsagentskap SASSA het bekend gemaak dat begunstigdes hulle maatskaplike toelaas aanstaande maand vroeg sal ontvang. Die betaling van maatskaplike toelaag-uitbetalings vir Desember sal op 28 November begin. In die Weskaap sal dit egter nie voor 1 Desember geskied wees nie. Betalings sal by alle OTM's beskikbaar wees, as ook by ander geregistreerde betalingskanale. Op die internasionale front, president Donald Trump van Amerika het gewaarsku dat die tyd vir strategiese geduld met Noord-Korea iets van die verlede is. Hy het gepraat nadat hy van Japan se ondersteuning verseker is vir sy beleid om alle opsies te oorweeg om die renegaatstaat te tem. Trump het die Noorde se kernprogram as 'n bedreiging vir die beskaafde wêreld en internasionale vrede en stabiliteit beskryf. Dit is Trump se eerste staatsbesoek aan die streek. Hy sal ook Suid-Korea, China, Vietnam en Filippyne besoek. En dan ten slotte, die Verenigde Nasies se Wêreldmeteorologiese Organisasie, die WMO, meen 2017 gaan die warmste jaar nog wees, behalwe vir 2 jare wat deur die El Niño-faktor beïnvloed is. Selfs al word sikliese weergebeure wat globale hitte elke 3 tot 7 jaar die hoogte is in ag geneem, sal vanjaar onder die 3 warmste nog tel, aldus die WMO in sy onlangse jaarlikse globale klimaatverslag. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Let's get a final look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
In light of his lengthy injury layoff, great news for 400-meter world champion Wade van Niekerk, who has made the shortlist for the IAAF Athlete of the Year award, while fellow South Africans Luva Manyonga and Caster Semenya failed to make that final cut after missing out on the award last year to the great legend himself, Usain Bolt. And this year, Van Niekerk will go up against Great Britain's long-distance runner Mo Farah, as well as Qatari high jumper Mutaz Essa. The award ceremony will take place on the 24th of November in Monaco. Wishing him all the best of luck. Then on the rugby front, departing Springbok assistant coach Johan van Graan is going to stay on with the national side for the first 2 tests of their year in tour before he joins the Irish side Munster. Having been in the Springbok fold since 20. 12 van Graan will join his new club on the 19th of November, just a day after the box test against France. But before they tackle the French side, the Springboks begin their year-end European tour this Saturday with a clash against Ireland in Dublin. Then on the footballing front, Bafana looks set to be without Itumeleng Khune for their crucial 2018 World Cup qualifying match against Senegal this weekend due to injury. Khune will get the final ruling of whether he can play later today after he fractured a facial bone during Kaizer Chiefs' 1-0 Telkom knockout victory over Chippa United this weekend. Bafana face Senegal in that must-win match on Friday. Kickoff for the fixture is at 7 o'clock. Then finally, some interesting movement in international tennis. Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray have both dropped out of the top 10 on the ATP World Rankings for the first time since 2007. Both players have been out with injury since Wimbledon, which has seen Djokovic drop down to 12th, while Murray is further back down in 16th place. Rafa Nadal is still holding on to that #1 spot, while South Africa's Kevin Anderson, he's jumped up 2 places now to a very high 14th. And that's a wrap of your sport for this Tuesday morning.
Well, let's take a final look at the roads, starting off in Gauteng in Bedford View. An earlier accident on the N3 northbound before Van Buren Road exit's been moved to the side of the carriageway. You can still expect delays from the Elands interchange. Then in the Western Cape in Wynberg, on the M3 inbound, traffic is heavy between Ladies Mile Road and the Rhodes Avenue exit. That's a wrap on your roads on Expresso.
All right, let's quickly take a last look at your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast show for your Tuesday morning. And it looks like summer temperatures can be expected for the northeastern parts of the country. However, as you head down the coast from Pietermaritzburg, cooler temperatures can be expected with a couple of rain and showers expected for the KZN region as well as for the Eastern Cape region. And in Cape Town, a very, very strong southeasterly wind is blowing, so hold on to your hats. You can expect a wind or southeasterly wind of around 52 kilometers per hour today. Your temperature Polokwane 15 grade minimum en 'n maximum van 31. Mbombela 14, minimum 23 later. Pretoria 16 en baie warm 35, Johannesburg 13, 32, Mahikeng 16 en 36 grade maximum. Klerksdorp 12, 34, Kimberley 9, 32, Bloemfontein begin op 6, dit styg na 30 grade, Richards Bay op 16 en 'n maximum van 20, Pietermaritzburg 9 with a maximum 15 and some showers expected, also a couple of showers for Durban 16, 20, Mthatha 7, 22, East London 12, 18, Cradock starting off on 4 degrees minimum with the maximum 23 degrees, Port Elizabeth 12, 19, George 11, 17, Sutherland 4 degrees minimum with the maximum 22, Cape Town 12, 21, Worcester 7, 24, Springbok on 15 minimum with the maximum 32 degrees, and Uppington starting off on 16, reaching a very, very hot 36 degrees later on. That's a wrap of your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast show for your Tuesday morning.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP. Swipe your Avios card and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
We're heading back to social media this morning, and Matt Carstens, you guys, in the house. We wanted to know from you. He sang his brand new hit, Broken Society, this morning. What did you think about the song and his performance? Let's see what you had to say. Lizzie says, I love the song, so lit. Also, Blessing says, I am in love with this song. Just had to qualify there. Koketsu says, I love the song. It got me dancing. Plum Rose says, awesome voice, wonderful song, morning made. Mosebo says, I'm singing it now in the office and my boss says I like things. So very nice there. Keep those comments coming. We want to know what you think of the incredible Matt Carstens and his amazing voice.
Well, listen, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Nick Strelitz in studio looking absolutely fabulous.
On point,
and we're
bro.
going to talk about the SA Style Awards, so don't go anywhere.
And they've already delved into the conversation. I've been such a third wheel here. I'm just sitting back. Talking about this. Obviously, clearly, a lot going on that front. I'm going to convince you to make me an apple mango green smoothie. Green like the Hulk. Stick around for that.
my feel-good breakfast show.
So right here on SABC3. Now, we have awards shows that celebrate movies, music and sport, but why not have one for fashion? Especially now when South African style has hit a very fashionable groove. Cue the SA Style Awards 2017, a night recognizing those trendsetters forging ahead to develop and affirm our country's fashion cred. Here to give us that red carpet recap is Expresso fashion editor Nick Strelitz. Nicky boy,
hey,
how's it going?
Good, I missed you. I'm glad you're back.
I'm so happy to be back.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, really wonderful.
A great time.
Yeah, no place like home, that's what they say.
Yes,
Let's talk about the SA Style Awards.
Let's.
What exactly is this award and why is it such a big ticket to be able to be a part of it?
Well, I don't know if everyone knows about it, but it's actually been around for 21 years. So it's sort of, it's like it's a national institution of sorts. It sort of has that credibility. But what I love most about it is that it doesn't just celebrate people in the limelight. People in the limelight, sort of. It's a full spectrum. So they celebrate media influencers, they celebrate businessmen, businesswomen, dentists. If you're a dentist out there, you can get an SA Style Award.
There are some fashionable dentists out there.
There are, which you'll see.
And a lot of them are from Cape Town.
Which you'll see. But yeah, people in the past who have won awards have sort of been the next great. So people like Nomzamo Mabata in 2016. We had Benang in 2015 win, and Basi Kumalo in 2014. So you see, these people are the ones leading the charge when it comes to fashion and style. So watch out. When you win an award, you're going to big places.
Well, let's watch out for them on screen because you're going to take us through some of the big winners for the night and the people to look out for.
I am. So there were loads of winners on the night, but I want to recap sort of my top 3 or 4. So first, sort of the prestigious, sort of most stylish performing artist in TV or film, Tembisa Madora. So Tembisa is wearing a design by a South African designer. I was a bit on the fence with her look.
With this middle look over here?
Yeah, there's a lot of fabrication, to say the least, but it's an amazing award. She's definitely deserved it. Nomzamo won it last year, so it's
So maybe not for this dress, but for style in general.
For style in general, I mean, look at her. She's got flair.
She's got it going on. All right.
Next is most stylish couple. It wasn't me and you, Lee. We did not win this, girl.
Yeah, but like...
We did not win this. I'm sorry.
I think
you're over it. Okay,
not loving us.
No. But the winners were Danae Mukatsi. Who?
The two of them.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Always.
I'm new to South Africa. I just spotted them. But they looked incredible. I think the thing with when you're a stylish couple, you sort of want to complement each other. You want your look to be cohesive, but you don't want to look identical. And that's what they do here.
I hear you.
Probably my favorite award of the night, most innovative style, went to Loot Love.
Loot Love.
Loot Love. And what I love about this award is it's for people pushing the fashion boundaries. And if you're an innovator, you're extending the conversation, you're extending style. And I just love her style. It's eclectic, and she's unapologetically herself.
Very nice.
My last award, so the big award, was the SA Style Icon Award. This went to the late Jenny Andrew, who unfortunately passed earlier this year. She was a fashion editor, a stylist, and she just was herself. That's what I love. I think the true test of style is someone who are themselves day in, day out, and just rock it, and she rocked it.
Okay, we need to also talk about the best and the worst dressed. Like, we have to touch on worst as well.
I'm sorry to be a downer, but there are days...
Debbie, stop being a downer!
Can I say, there are days we slay and there are days we should just stay away.
Okay, cool.
I came up with that, that's mine. So here's my worst dressed list. So sorry, we're gonna go from left to right.
All
so we've got Vicky Crease, who's a television presenter, fashion designer Tristan Duplessis. Help me, girl, with that Afrikaans. Television presenter Leon. And then I had, she won an award, but I had to put her
we weren't
on.
loving it.
Weren't loving it. I'm sorry, my worst dress has to go to Vicky Crease in the far left there.
Okay.
You can't see it close up. Just for me, it was just slightly too dramatic, too Amazonian. It's Santon. Like, let's just kick it, you know? Let's just kick it in Santon.
And
so
then...
it's like, my best dress.
Best dress. Let's end it on a positive note, everybody.
So I've got Ayanda Tabeta, Amanda DuPont, celebrity dentist Lex Leo.
We love Lex.
You can be a fashionable dentist.
He's awesome.
I might do that. And Kafilwe Maboti, she's a fashion influencer and blogger.
And who do you pick out of the 4?
Ayanda and Gertjohan Kutsia.
Oh,
head to toe, everything was thought of and considered, from the hair to the makeup to the dress to the nails, which matched the sort of floral accents on the bust. She's the best.
She's everything.
She's everything.
She's everything. Oh, and so are you, Nick.
Oh, you are?
Well, a little.
A little bit.
Thank you so much.
You're
amazing. Now, well, that's the rundown of the most stylish South Africans for 2017. And if you at home want to weigh in on the best and worst dressed stars of the evening, head to our Expresso Show Facebook page and make your opinion known. We'd love to hear from you.
Oh, if you could have heard the noise coming out of the peanut gallery, yeah, you can understand why Ewan and myself don't do the SA Style Awards. No, I think the South Africans looked absolutely amazing.
Beautiful.
So, dude, busy day ahead. We know, especially for parents wanting to get out there, get kids to school. Often you forego a healthy breakfast, but I promise you this morning we've got you looked after a way that you can get your 5 essential ingredients into your breakfast, yes, but also maybe sneak it into your child's as well. Make sure they get their calcium, fiber, fortified fruits, rich in vitamins A, B, C, D, and E. Yeah, man. So I've asked you very kindly. I want a smoothie with hantier, which is mango.
It's not mango. That was the worst Google translation ever.
Hantier,
I tried to find out what the Afrikaans name is for mango on Google Translate. It said hantier, and it does not work at all. But
so we got Danao. What are you making, bro?
So basically 50% less sugar than the previous Danao. So not only do you new duo, so 50% less sugar as well. And I think the great thing about this is that if you start your day on a healthy note, it kind of sets the tone for the rest of your day's eating as well.
You make better choices.
You make better choices. So let's make this green kind of apple and mango smoothie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some apples first. Cool. All right. Get that in there.
You've already got your 5 fruits in there, so you want fruits that kind of complement those. We're not going for a 10-fruit smoothie here. Okay?
No. This is literally like a 5-ingredient, all right? Our mango, all right, because we did say apple and mango is going to add such a nice
fruit as well.
We might as well just do everything.
Do it, man.
All right, a little bit of orange as well.
We've got big glasses here, so I don't want no poultry like 2-sip.
No, you'll have enough. You'll have enough there, man. All right, I'm going to pop it down. Some spinach as well. All right, how's that?
I love it. And what I'm a big fan of kind of yogurt-based smoothies, and what I love about the duo is you get a bit of both. You get a bit of fruit juice, you get a bit of a kind of a dairy feel, but it's got a lovely underlying... Oh, look at that.
This is going to be a nice fruity tone. I promise I'm going to make enough for the both of us.
Thank you.
There we go.
You threw some spinach when I said like a
I did, didn't you say?
Vibe. That is awesome, dude.
And it's great. It's from our own garden as well, which is amazing. And then just a block of ice or two to chill it out.
Cool.
You know, just because we want it nice and chilled. So this is great quickly to make in the morning before you go to work maybe, you know, for the young ones as well. Great. And also the great thing about a smoothie is the fact that you can get so much in one glass.
Yeah, no, completely. And I love the fact that this is fortified. You've got additional nutrients thrown in there. Do it, man. Do it. Hanteer. Hanteer it. And it is going green. It is actually going green. I think you really want to kind of blast this well because you don't want little green flecks in your teeth when you arrive at work or your child arriving at school.
So you can obviously do the consistency. I like it quite thick as well. So you can see it's a beautiful thick.
It looks lovely.
Yeah, let me just try and measure this out.
It sounds strange, but I can smell the nutrients. It smells so fresh. It's popping.
Yeah. And then I wonder if we can actually decorate this because we like it.
Do it, man. Well, we've got the leafy greens. Do it. So this is our green smoothie.
Is this going to cut it? It's going to cut it? I don't know.
Dude, you've done such a fantastic job. If you want to recreate this for yourself or even use this as a springboard to inspire other beautiful smoothie recipes, the keyword is Clover to 33728. Dude, you've done a good job this morning.
Thanks, man.
You had your 5 fruits, courtesy of Dio. Let's do a little bit of a recap, see how we got to this beautiful point.
Go for it.
For the smoothie, place Clover Duo Smooth 5 fruits as well as fresh spinach, apples, oranges and mango into a blender with ice. Blend everything together until smooth. Serve in a mason jar or a glass of your choice and enjoy delicious, nutritious refreshment. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to www.expressoshow.com. SMS the keyword Clover to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs, T's and C's apply. Made with love by Clover.
And this morning, made with love by Ewan.
There we go.
It looks spectacular. Even the little shrimp or whatever you put on there.
That's the worst decoration. All right, but the smoothie looks good. The keyword is clover. SMS that to 33728. And yeah, it's a great way to start your day. Give it a taste, man. This is what you asked for.
Why are you tasting it as well? That makes me nervous. Cheers, dude. Hanteer.
Now is Now Duo, made with love by Clover.
Well, it's time for all our hashtag Travel Tuesday peeps to tune in for our favorite game, Where in the World. Of course, you know how it works by now. We show you a couple of cool pictures of a mystery destination, give you a few clues, and we ask you to link up with us on Facebook and on Twitter and let us know where in the world is our mystery destination.
That's right. So hopefully your geography game is on point, and let's see if we can find out where this is. I actually think I might want to go here. This morning we're looking for the name of the smallest capital in the European Union and of the Mediterranean island nation. Now, this city has been recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO since 1980, and it's also one of the first European cities to be constructed on an entirely new site designed by the Knights of Sir John during their reign.
Okay, well, if you're looking for a historical treasure trove as a traveler, then this is where you need to go, because this city boasts no less than 320 monuments, so plenty of pictures for you to take, and it also comes as no surprise that it's also been awarded the European Capital of Culture for 2018. So in fact, it's so historic, it's futuristic, because the award's only in 2018.
Yeah, it's already there.
It's there already.
It's winning at
living
life.
there.
I love it. Now, did you know that a number of stunning Baroque architectural renovations were recently unveiled within the city? Now, these include the open-air theatre, the main entrance to the city, and the brand new Parliament building, all of which were designed by world-renowned architect Renzo Piano.
All right, well, there you have it. There are your clues and the pictures. What you need to do is link up with us on Facebook and on our Twitter profile, and then let us know whether you can guess where in the world.
Now, with the summer holidays getting ever so close, BP is giving you the chance to win one of 21 dream holidays every week with the BP Fuel My Festive competition. And all you need to do is fill up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP, swipe your Avios card, and you'll automatically be entered in and to stand a chance of winning a dream holiday to the value of 300,000 Avios points. Now, to add to this already amazing prize, from next week, entrants will have the opportunity to fill their festive competition, but also standing a chance of winning spot prizes right here on Expresso.
And some amazing prizes at that. Each week, we will be randomly selecting weekly winners from the existing competition entries to take part in the Expresso Pick a Box competition. It's returning. Katlaho, what time is it? Each of our winners will be called live on the show to pick from one of 7 boxes, each containing incredible travel prizes.
Oh, exciting things. And if you don't have an Avios card, all you need to do is collect one from a participating BP station. You register it on avios.com and you start accumulating those entries by filling up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP. But don't forget, by entering, you'll also stand a chance of winning incredible travel prizes right here on Expresso. But for more info on those T's and C's, visit expressoshow.com or bp.co.za.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on your Feel Good Breakfast Show after the break. And when this gorgeous being is here, you know what time it is. We're talking Pan-African entertainment news with Moyen.
And also be getting a little taste teaser of what the Cape Dance Company is bringing onto the stage with a brand new production called Hush. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We'll be right back.
What's your dream holiday? The call of the wild at a game lodge, or living it up among the bright lights of a big city? Well, make that dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive, and you could win one of 21 dream holidays every week from 2 October until 15 December. All you have to do is visit a BP fuel station, spend 400 Rand or more and swipe your Avios card. You can get your Avios card for free at BP and swipe to enter the greatest festive competition. Hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
She came to party.
Come out your bikini wear. Kiss. Like a Prince song. She be whining, snake in a tree. Voodoo is working on me. Dance like Fela Kuti. Mama say my...
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3, and we've got entertainment reporter and founder of the YouTube channel, The A1, in studio with us today to give us the down low on everything that's happening in the world of entertainment.
Yeah.
Wayne, you are looking so gorgeous.
Thank you. I tried today.
Oh, thanks today.
Yeah, in the season, 'tis the season to look fabulous. Sister. Let's start by getting a roundup from the Africa International Film Festival. What was happening there?
So they've been taking place, and over the weekend, they had their Globe Awards. So it was a very glamorous event. Top actors and actresses came out, all decked out. Presenting, we had Lala Akindoju and Seje, and both of them were presenting, and big winners on the night included Wulu, that was a movie from Mali, we had Felicity, that was a movie from Senegal, and we have Akunde from Nigeria. So those are the big winners on the night. But it was a very glamorous event, and I believe we're going to talk about the fashion.
Very cool. Let's see who's winning on the fashion front, though, because that's a very important front to discuss.
Yes, it is. All right, I don't know who's first up. Let's see who to bring up first. All right, so you got Kate Henshaw. Now, she is a legend. She's one that, you know, an iconic actress in Nigeria. I'm not too fond of the dress. I think it's a bit busy.
It's a lot.
But she's so amazing that you just want to give her.
But it's a night of glamour, ladies. Let her play. Let her do her thing.
But she's always looking gorgeous. All right, we've got we've got Oasa, and she is stunning. She's a TV presenter. She's a TV personality, and I think she came to show us. She was like, y'all need to pay attention to me, and we are.
Also, like simple but amazing.
Yeah. It's so beautiful. All right, so next we've got Ini Dima. I love this though.
Really?
I think it's so different.
You could go to an event on the weekend.
I don't know. I think it's just so different. I think a lot of people are expecting gowns, and she just came with something completely off the cuff. I don't know. I'm kind of liking it.
Is it okay if I'm thinking a lot of avocado when I look at that?
Sure.
I'm just like, no, it's just like it
I would have said it was olive green kind of.
Olive green, perhaps.
Yeah, there we go. All right,
avocado stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
We've got Lillian. She's very pretty. I think it's very simple as well, very beautiful. And so it's a beautiful look on her. And we've got Omotola. Now, this is one of Nigeria's top actresses. She had so much to do on the night, and she looks incredible. I love the high ponytail. And this is Linda. I think she looks cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe not fit for the occasion.
I think she could have brought it a bit more, but she looks cute. So.
There we go.
We're talking about the African International Film Festival. These are the Globe Awards.
You do kind of. I mean, a lot of countries were represented. Mali, Senegal, a lot of different African places were being represented. So you do want to show out. Yeah, so she could have done more.
And let's talk about this man here, I think one of my favorite artists, Mr. Wyclef Jean, and what he's doing to honor an African legend.
Yes, all right, so Fela Kuti died about 20 years ago, so a lot has been happening this year. Hard Rock Cafe gave tribute to him. His house, Fela Kuti's house, is becoming a museum. And now Wyclef Jean decided, okay, he's also paying tribute. So his song is called Fela Kuti, and he recently released these visuals for it, so.
Looking very, very
It's got a bit of a debate, though. Some people liking it, some people not so much.
Yeah.
But hey.
Okay. Well, it is available on YouTube for people to go and check out
and
comment as they like. Well, thank you so much for bringing us the latest. We always do appreciate it. So make sure that you do check out Moeen on the A1 at youtube.com/the A1 TV. And of course, subscribe. We'll see you again soon.
All right.
Always so great to have Moeen on Expresso. Now, a balanced diet is crucial to our health and general well-being. And we all know that a protein is one of the most important food groups in our diet. And although we might think that we are eating enough protein overall, are we actually eating the right kind of protein?
is used in every single cell in our body. It helps to increase our lean muscle mass, decrease the chance of weight gain, it aids digestion, it balances our hormones, and it boosts our mood. Pretty important, right? Well, it is essential that we get enough. But like with all things, balance is best. Today we're going to be showing you how to work in the correct amount of protein into your diet each day. Claire, let's talk about the building blocks of the body, amino acids.
So amino acids are protein, and protein is one of the key macronutrient groups. We talk about carbohydrates, protein and fat. They can't be synthesized by the body. We need to get those foods in through our dietary intake of protein, so we need to make sure we're having enough in our diet each day.
So what would you say are good examples of protein?
So when we look at proteins, we want to choose more lean proteins. If we look at the animal proteins, things like chicken breast, that shows us what the portion actually is. And one chicken breast, that size, is the same as 2 protein units. So that's the same as eating 2 eggs. So when we look at something like fillet steak, this piece here that I've brought, you can see that's 3 protein units, 90 grams of fillet, 3 proteins. So it's the same as eating 3 eggs. So when we're choosing 200, 300, 500 grams steaks at restaurants, it's completely excessive. It's way too much. Your salmon, if we look at that portion, that's the fatty fish. It's got omega-3s. An 80-gram piece of salmon is enough. It's 2 protein units. The egg, that's 1 protein, that's 1 scrambled egg. So at restaurants, when you're eating 5 or 6 scrambled eggs at one sitting, it's enough protein for the whole day. Wow. I added some non-animal-based proteins, so chickpeas and cheese. If we look at the chickpeas, 1/3 of a cup of chickpeas is adequate for a meal. It's 1 protein unit, and it's also a far more sustainable option. The cheese, it's a matchbox size of cheese, is a portion of protein. And when we look at proteins, especially meat, beef, South Africans eat way too much. I mean, it's a global trend that we're seeing. That for 1 kilogram of beef, we're using 22,000 liters of water. So it's not sustainable.
How much protein should one be eating on a typical day?
So it depends if we're dealing with a big bodybuilder or a tiny petite female, that protein amount changes. And one of the big discrepancies where people get confused is they think, oh, I'm eating this 90-gram piece of fillet, therefore I have 90 grams of protein. You've got 21 grams of protein in a 90-gram piece of steak. It can get really complicated. If we look at the total day intake, you want between 1 and 3 protein units per meal. Well, if you're a small female, 1 to 2 units of protein portions of protein at a meal would be adequate. So a portion of protein would be 1 egg, or half a chicken breast is 1 protein. So a whole chicken breast for a lunch is suitable.
Today we have a lot of choice when it comes to food products that are high in protein. It's the protein package as a whole that determines whether or not it is good for us. Lucky for us, Dis-Chem has a strict screening process that means only the highest quality products make it into their stores. Sometimes we don't always have the luxury of time, so I'm going to show you 2 really quick, easy and healthy, higher in protein snacks that you can make on the run. The first one is using an ISO whey protein. Okay, you're just simply going to add 1 scoop to any type of container that can seal properly. Okay, 1 scoop. 1 tablespoon of oats and a little sprinkle of cinnamon, and then just add a little bit of water or oat milk. There you go, a dash of milk, and stir it up nicely. Cool, and then you're going to just place this into the fridge overnight, and in the morning you can serve it as is, eat it with a spoon, or you can add a little dollop of yogurt, a drizzle of honey or xylitol syrup, and you're good to go. Cool, there you go. Lid on, and in the fridge. Cool. I have a hectic sweet tooth, so I'm always trying to look for healthier for you alternatives when it comes to all the sweet treats. This is a high protein chocolate mug cake, so that's mug, not mud. So first ingredient is to add a full tablespoon of coconut flour. Then we're going to add 1 scoop of the dyed protein, the chocolate flavor, because obviously I like everything in chocolate. Right, then we add our egg, and then 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Coconut oil in, and then we're going to whisk it up with the fork, make sure it's nicely mixed. Then for a little bit of extra protein and good fat decadence, let's add 1 teaspoon of peanut butter and you're simply going to add it to the center of the mug cake and just push it down. And then let's top off with some roasted almonds and then a little sprinkle of raw cacao nibs. And you're going to pop this into the microwave for exactly 1 minute. Yum. Definitely the easiest and most delicious way to up your protein intake.
Biogen, for the results you want.
All right, well, we're going to be taking a very quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. On this Tuesday morning, go recharge those coffee cups. When you come back, a rather interesting story, a techie story, it seems like it as well. Our students went about creating a 3D arm, kind of prosthetic arm. I think it's fascinating, man. I wonder how they did that.
And then I wonder how George Clooney got it wrong with Suburbicon, because it appears that he
gave away my reading.
JP is here to discuss one of the latest movies hitting our box office. We'll see you in a sec.
It's funny. I got my...
Can you hear me now? 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 Can you? Can you not hear me now?
But I'm like, tell me now. Say to me, Leanne.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Do you Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC where a fact has just been disclosed to me by Zoe Brown is that people in Durban can't do this.
No,
can't
man,
dance
I
like
can't
this.
do that.
You said they don't dance like that. What is that all about? Like, what? Okay, anyway. On to some inspiring news here from Mzansi. It's constantly said that the future of our country lies in the hands of our young people.
That's right. Well, this could not be truer for a collaborative group of seriously smart young people who, under the leadership of one of their peers, are challenging themselves to create something that we've only seen in sci-fi movies.
In the engineering department at Wits University, a team of master's students are working on a game-changing project, a low-cost robotic prosthetic hand.
The idea for the project came about when I was doing my master's in 2008. I was looking for an application of machine learning and artificial intelligence in the body, and then I came across the idea of being able to control a robotic prosthetic hand with neural signals from the muscle from the brain. And I found it extremely fascinating and something that would be challenging and would keep me busy for the length and duration of my career. So it was something that really sparked my interest and something I wanted to run with. So a low-cost solution, which would cost approximately 2,000 Rand, as opposed to 100,000 Rand, would benefit and impact a whole lot more amputees within the South African context. These people typically can't afford to buy a robotic prosthetic hand or a normal prosthetic hand, which would come from either Europe or America. So it would allow these people to be able to perform simple daily tasks such as holding a glass, writing with a pen, waving, opening a door. So their quality of life would be improved significantly, and they would have access to it because it's a lot cheaper than the other solutions that are offered commercially.
The team have advanced the project at a rapid rate thanks to 3D printing, which lowers the cost and drastically reduces the turnaround time of prototype designs. The aim is to use 3D printing for mass production, which creates a lighter and cost-effective product.
So what we're doing now is we're testing the hand's ability to perform a fist in holding a ball. I'll place the ball into the hand, and as he contracts his bicep, the hand proportionally closes. The hand is then measuring the forces that he's exerting onto the object, and we're actually feeding it back to him in this vibration cuff, which has little cell phone vibration motors to give sensory feedback in the same way that a real human can feel. And the computer, what it's actually showing is the actual forces that the hand is experiencing in real time, as well as the force of vibration that he's feeling on his hand in real time. Okay, so now we're placing a ball into the hand, and we can see that the palm, the index finger, and the middle finger are currently being activated, and that's feeding vibration back to him.
So currently the hand is actually using the bicep to form a grasp. Now a future improvement on that is that the bicep muscle is also used when the hand is performing other actions. So for example, pulling something towards you, or if you're putting a shirt on, like a long sleeve shirt, and you're grabbing onto that sleeve and then you're stretching your arm out. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out when the hand wants to perform the grasp and when it wants to actually perform the reach, at which moments, because that muscle is being used for those two different actions. And I think this is such a good contribution to the prosthetic world currently, because we want people that have a limb loss to be able to feel as natural in using this hand, and possibly as this hand gets developed, a lower arm, as they can, because a limb loss, especially an upper limb loss, is a really great loss because your arm is used for so many daily activities.
The current focus of the project is improving the number of functions of the hand and making the movement more natural. Testing with amputees will likely only happen in 3 years, and then this group of young people could change lives here and abroad.
Truly amazing stuff. Well done there. So now, let's turn our attention to the box office. Something Foul is afoot in the neighborhood this Friday at the movies. George Clooney's sixth directorial effort, and I stress the word effort, Suburbicon, stars Matt Damon as a high-strung salaryman with a mind for murder. He's got the perfect home in a perfect neighborhood with a loving son, but has plans for a second shot at the wife deal by any means necessary. Here's a sneak peek at Suburbicon.
Mr. Lodge, I have a Lieutenant Hightower.
Tell him I'm not in.
You're on speaker, sir.
Any new progress on the investigation?
Well, you know a character named Rizzoli? He was a loan shark for the mob.
Hi, pal. Never heard of him.
Now, if you were into the mob for money, that might explain what happened to your wife.
We'll be fine. We'll be strong.
How can this not be amazing? JP Sebastian, tell me now why you were disappointed in this movie, because look at this cast.
Look at
My
the cast.
word, man, the director,
the writers,
the setup, it looks amazing.
The writers are Joel and Ethan Coen. The Coen brothers, most people just know them as. So Fargo, No Country for Old Men. They know George Clooney, who directed it from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Burn After Reading, he was hilarious in. But yeah, so Matt Damon is great as well. Oscar Isaac is brilliant in this, and Julianne Moore. Yeah, what more could you ask for? So, I mean, while George Clooney in the past has had some really great sort of showings with directing, he did Good Night and Good Luck. It was nominated for 6 Oscars, and it was really a magnificent film. Ides of March wasn't bad either. It just sort of like doesn't come together in a way that it's its own kind of thing. It very much. Tell you what, I'll give you a synopsis first. So, be jumping the gun and getting into the review bit of the thing. So, Matt Damon is married to this woman who has a twin sister, looks identical. Julianne Moore plays both characters, and his wife is she's paralyzed after an accident that he was driving the car for at the time and whatnot. So there's a lot of anger in this relationship of this man who, like I said, he's a bit of a nebbish. Well, you said he's a nebbish. He's a square. He's a you know. A dork, you can say, in a way, or whatnot, but he finds within himself this violence to try and put right his perfect life.
That anger eventually bubbles over.
Check all the boxes. Yeah. So he's replaces his wife with the twin and whatnot and tries to collect insurance. It's not necessarily bad. It's just, you know, a throwaway kind of popcorn movie, a thriller kind of thing and whatnot, but it feels too much like homage to the Coen brothers movies. So if you've seen A Serious Man, which is hilarious, it's almost like if someone had seen A Serious Man and said, oh, this isn't violent enough, let's make this more Coen-y kind of thing. So he feels like that sort of like, you know, average, bland dude kind of character.
Maybe George did Coen instead of doing George.
Yeah, just make your own thing. George, you've got nothing to prove to anyone. I think at this point, like, you can really make your own movie. But they did write it. Maybe they didn't give him, the other problem is characters who are developed enough. Like, you don't get the feeling, why is this guy reach this boiling point? What are his motivations? Like, what made him eventually tick and pushed over the edge? There are all sorts of other weird writing flourishes, and everything feels like homage, like a motif to, oh, you remember this from Fargo, you know?
Okay, sure.
The fact that, you know, for example, he's like trying to sabotage his wife's life so that he can, you know, make
so they kind of put all these leaders in there, but they don't complete the picture.
Make it their own thing, and like I said, develop a character that is their own, that is memorable.
So, okay, lay it down for me, Brother Bear. How many popcorns?
That's my new nickname from now on. Copyright. So 4 out of 10, I'm afraid.
Oh man. Sorry, George. Sorry, buddy.
George.
Sorry.
Well, so it's not the talented Mr. Ripley then. Well, this week the Expresso New Metro Movie Club has a prize for all the ladies, tickets to watch A Bad Mom's Christmas as part of our exciting Girls' Night Out. And if creating a perfect holiday for your family wasn't hard enough, 3 fun, fierce females have to do all of that while hosting and entertaining their own mothers.
Oh, now you can experience this hilarious, fun-loving film as part of our New Metro's Girls' Night Out. And that's all an exclusive ladies-only experience that includes drinks and snacks only at Cape Town, at Canal Walk in Cape Town, Canoobia Mall in Durban, Menlyn Park in Pretoria, and Hyde Park and Bedford View in Johannesburg.
That's right. Now stand a chance to win double tickets to see A Bad Mom's Christmas and be part of our Girls' Night Out. Simply SMS the keyword Bad Moms plus your name and city to 40675.
And remember, you need to add the city in which you're able to watch the screening. Those T's and C's can be found on our website, expressoshow.com, and the competition will close at 2 p.m. on the 8th of November. So make sure you get into the festive season with your friends and New Metro's Girls' Night Out.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
You know, guys, I must say, I'm getting excited because the end of the year is literally just around the corner. 7 weeks till Christmas,
Yeah, I love
7 weeks till Christmas. So if you are going to be making a fruitcake, then you better start now to make sure that it's ready and kind of moist by the time you get to Christmas.
So you can feed it.
You need to feed it.
A few weeks.
Yes. So you've got an interesting fruitcake here. This is not your traditional. It's got a bit of a twist on it.
It does. It's got a bit of chocolate in it. That's why it's got such a dark color.
Yes.
And this cake does really well if you feed it for a really long time, or you could actually serve it with a bit of custard, clover custard maybe.
Yeah.
On the day that you make it, it's just as delicious. But it's a fantastic one to make now, and then you're ready for Christmas time.
I like it. I like it. But let's make it now.
Let's make it now. Okay. So in here we've got some butter and some muscovado sugar, which is the dark brown sugar, and you know it adds to the darkness of the cake itself. Then to that we're going to add some dried fruit. Obviously it's a fruit cake and it needs that. So we've got some raisins, some currants, dried cranberries.
That's it. Cranberries. It's okay. You got there.
Okay, and then this dried apricots. So if you don't like any of the combination, you can just up one. You know, use the ones that you like. So that goes into the pot. Just like that. And what's great about this cake is also that it's so simple to make. You could actually make it with the kids. So why not make them as gifts and get the kids to, you know, rope the kids in and then make them for your friends. Okay.
Right.
So that's
in there. Into the butter and the muscovado sugar.
Then at this stage, I'm actually going to add the chocolate in here too as well. That's some dark chocolate. You can just chop it up or break it up, and then that's just going to melt in the heat here.
Okay.
And at this stage, usually we'd add a bit of brandy.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic and very festive.
Absolutely.
But lots of people, whenever we make fruitcake, they always ask, what's an alcohol alternative?
Yeah.
And you could use fruit juice.
Right.
So at this stage, instead of, you know, if the recipe says brandy, you could then add some of the fruit juice to that. It adds a lot of fruitiness because it is a fruit cake.
I want to jump back quickly. If you put the fruits into the butter and the sugar mixture, does it need to be cooled down when you take it first, or can you put it in as it?
No, you can put it in and
really
then
hot.
cool it.
It doesn't matter.
While it's hot, and then cool it down then, okay? And then add the chocolate, it'll melt in here, so you can see the chocolate's melted.
Right.
Then at this stage, you want to sort of leave it to cool down a little bit, but I like to live on the edge, so I'm going to add my eggs right now. Okay, so stir the eggs in. So at home, wait for it to cool a little bit, just so you don't have scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm a professional.
Heat doesn't affect her.
And then for the dry ingredients, we've got some ground almonds, some flour, and some cocoa powder, and then a little bit of baking powder just for a raising agent.
Just for the rise.
Yep. And then I mix it all in the pot anyway. See how simple it is?
I love it. The fact that it's just...
You don't even need a machine.
Just throw everything together.
Throw everything together, mix it all up. Then line your cake tin with newspaper on the outside.
Like we have
just to insulate it, and then obviously line it with baking paper on the inside. Grease it, then you're going to pop this batter into it, and then you're going to bake it for about 1.5 hours. Make sure that you check it with a skewer, and then that's it. You're ready for Christmas.
So then you have it, but now you need to manage it.
Now you need to manage it. Okay, so once you've made it and it's cooled, you poke it all over, just like this.
Okay.
And you add some brandy to feed it. Okay, you pour the brandy.
Okay, how much brandy do you...
Just go for your life. And if, once again, you're not using any alcohol, you can just reduce some of this clover juice with a bit of sugar, so equal quantities of juice and sugar, or water and sugar, and then make a syrup. And okay, stop.
Is that good?
And then you can use that to feed your cake every week leading up until Christmas.
Every week, once a week?
Once a week, about 25
Where do you store it?
Once a week. Just wrap it up and pop it in the fridge, or wrap it up even in your cupboard, because there's so much sugar and so much sweetness in it. It's
Right, so the keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. I think it's a great idea to start trying it out. Cake to 33728. You can also check it out on our website, expressoshow.com, a little bit later on. Thank you, Zola.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zola. I'm going to ask her to make my fruit cake.
Yeah, I'm making it.
She's making it right now.
Denau is now Duo, made with love by Clover.
Now, there are so many delicious things to tune in for on this week's Afternoon Express Tuesday Cook-Along. Now, as usual, the team will be demonstrating a delicious dinner option, but with a tasty twist. They will be joined by one lucky viewer who will show them how to whip up something special for dessert. Head on over to Afternoon Express on Facebook, like the page, get the ingredients list, and get ready to cook along with the Afternoon Express foodies.
So we're going to take the quickest of breaks, and then we close out the show in style. The Cape Dance Company is here presenting their new production, Hush. Just from what we've seen, it looks majestic. You want to stick around for that. We'll see you now.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. This is Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. Now, of course, we're getting to that time of the year. Summer months are here. And, of course, nights get longer and longer. And what to do in Cape Town gets even better and better. So right now, you can go over to the Artscape to check out a production called Interplay that features a couple of very interesting topics about how they are putting forth emotions into dance. We'll talk to Debbie Turner right now about the production and what people can expect. Thank you very much for being on the show this morning.
Thank you.
So tell me a bit more about Interplay that is on right now at the Artscape.
Interplay has 2 programs of dance, for which today we're doing an extract of a choreography called Hush by South African choreographer Kirsten Eisenberg. But it's 2 programs of work, very, very diverse in terms of taste. So some that are a bit more somber, some that are light, and something for everybody.
Yeah. Tell me a bit more about Hush and exactly what it is that it represents.
Well, Kirsten Eisenberg and I had a chat in my office a couple of months ago, just talking about the fact that we wanted something neoclassical introduced to the program that was a smaller group of dancers, because we often work with big groups, which I love, but one always has to have diversity as far as that is concerned in the program. And Kirsten Eisenberg, I suppose, as a woman in the world today, feels silenced. Women don't have as big a voice as men do. I mean, it's a constant political topic, isn't it? And it's a social topic. It's in every part of the news. And so I said, well, you know, why don't you do something about that? And she said, right, I will. And that's what it turned into. Let's
bring it into culture. And you can experience it at the Artscape if you go there between now and the 11th of November.
Correct.
And tickets will be running you between 130 and 200 Rand per ticket, with performances at 2:30 in the afternoon and 8 p.m. in the evening.
Yes,
right now,
correct.
we're about to see that piece called Hush. Let's be off.
Amazing.
Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Cat Dance Company. Super.
Wow.
That was so beautiful.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.